in respect to the statement that was made by the sitting Member of Parliament, Honorable Peter Salasia, about myself having mismanaged the funds belonging to the people of Mumias East, and of course other peripheral issues that he raised about me not supporting my brothers, not supporting my wife as a teacher, and not even supporting myself. But to me, I look at those as peripheral, and also claiming that in 1 year he has made development more than what I did 15 years. Therefore, starting from the first one, which is actually defamatory in nature, and it is not only defaming me, it's also defaming the committee I used to work with, because the CDF structure is such that funds are handled by the committee. There is nowhere where a member of parliament is meant to come in contact with the funds belonging to the people of Mumias through the CDF fund. Therefore, to an extent, meaning that if he's claiming that I stole money belonging to the people of Mumias East, to an extension, it means the committee that was also working with me were a part of this stealing. He claimed that he has documents in as far as his claim is concerned, and therefore we are challenging him to submit those documents either to the DCI or to my lawyers, who are going to write him a letter demanding an apology by tomorrow, so that the people of Mumias East can tell who between me and him is telling the truth. We did our best in serving the people of Mumias East. There is no single day me as a member of parliament I could send money to a contractor using my M-Pesa line. Everything used to go through project management committees. We as the CDFC could pay the project management committees, who eventually would pay the service providers. But not as now, today we are hearing that he's dealing with contractors directly. Therefore, our story here is very short. We want him to come out clearly and tell us how the money he claims for me to have stolen, which he claimed and it was widely covered by social media, how the money was stolen, and he should prove that, otherwise we are going to meet in court. And I'm saying this because I've served the people of Mumias East diligently, with a lot of honesty, and I want it, as I stay in my retirement, I want that to be very clear. If I would be a person who hangs on making money, maybe today I would have vied as a member of parliament. But because I did what I could do within my period, I said that was enough for me. And I think the people of Mumias and Kenyans at large are appreciating. One, as a leader, you don't get to leadership to serve your brothers. Like, for example, in my family, the brother I follow is a former banker. The other brother I have only two biological brothers. The other one is a businessman. And you can even tell from their body size that they are feeling better than the brothers of PK and even PK himself. So you cannot compare changa drinkers and people who are doing sober business. And therefore, I didn't get elected to go to parliament to serve my brothers. I didn't get to parliament to go and serve myself or even promote my wife. And by the way, teaching is a noble profession. You don't get to teaching if you do not have an agenda. My wife has love for children. And therefore, PK wanted me to promote my wife to go where we don't have children. She has love for children. And in any case, even for him, if all the teachers would have been promoted, how would he have gone through the primary level? We need teachers in all levels. By saying that I should have promoted my wife is demeaning the teaching profession, which us as stakeholders we are not happy with. I want to request our brother PK. He has just done 1 year. We respect him because he was elected by the people who have been electing us over the years. We want him to serve the people of Mumias East and provide results. I have things to show. And quickly I will tell you for free that I lobbied for this constituency to come. Mumias will be split between Mumias and Mumias East. Today we have a sub-county, we have district headquarters which we build ourselves, and we have the education office and many other things. When I became a member of parliament, there was no police station. Here today, as we sit here, we have a completely fully fledged, fully developed police station, which he has refused to buy furniture. We have on our record 11 secondary schools we have built, and if he challenges me, I'll read them. I'll give them. I'll give him the names of those secondary schools. I have several primary schools, including the school of the physically challenged and one school sponsored by the Muslims in the side of Isongo called Hungo Ikosi. We have balanced our development. We had, when I came in, we had only 5 locations. Today, we have 9 locations and 18 sub-locations, which I played the role in having this split. We have a tarmac road running from Ibokolo to Nava, even though it's not complete, but a section of it is complete, and I'm sure the people who are using those sections are enjoying. They are not subjected to the kind of problems associated with the weather roads. Therefore, we have the 2 colleges, KMTC, we have the Wanga Technical, which are on migrated. The other day he was saying that, that this committee stole the CDF bus. The CDF bus was donated to KMTC so that we can have the nursing students accessing medical institutions, the hospitals, like the level 4 hospital in Mumias and the general hospital in Kakamega. That was the arrangement we had with KMTC. We have bought 6 buses, which the other day he was running around. I don't know whether those are the ones he is talking about development. He had nothing to do with that development. All we are told is that he's putting up toilets in schools. The projects that were ongoing, including the laboratory in Habakaya, the laboratory in Musango, the laboratory in Ebuadero, he was supposed to have put more money so that those laboratories are complete, so that they can, our students today can use those as learning facilities. He has stopped a program that we had that was at the center of our hearts, the Luche CDF sponsored students. About 150 top brains of, from Mumias East, coming from poor background. He stopped them, he has sent them back to the streets. And yet we had already put budget for that. That is the only item that makes me regret why I left this thing. I wish I would have just gone through the elections and be failed. I would be at peace with myself. But this gentleman, who we respect because of the people who elected him, let students who are top brains leave a school that we had thought that we could build together so that those students can benefit and go to universities to do serious degrees. It's quite unfortunate. Today, some of the students are already pregnant. Some of them have stopped going to school. Some of them are all over because the parents are not well-to-do, and they were coming from across the constituency. It's quite unfortunate. It was not my choice, but because the people of Mumias East chose to go that route, I have to accept what their choice is, But we want to request the Honorable Member Peter Salasia to work for the people of Mumias East. Because if we work for them, even us, we will enjoy in our retirement. It is also important for a member of parliament to work with the national government and also with the county government. The other thing that we saw the other day, our brother lighting tires in terms of trying to stop the governor of Kakamega, His Excellency Fernandez Barasa, in accessing his people. I mean, it was uncalled for. I never worked with politically. I never worked with Wycliffe Bezo Paranya when he was governor of Kakamega, but there is no single day I could light tires that I wanted to stop him. Oparanya has built as a market here. He has put up a bridge in connecting Matungu and Busambe. No, the other side is called Haunga and Madam Halaba. Halaba. He has given us money at Lubino Secondary School, 20 million to develop the Lubino Secondary School. He has helped us develop Hisenya girls. So if you start lighting tires for a governor not to come, what are you saying in short? What are you saying? How do you want your people to develop? Because the development of a constituency is not only about the CDF. There are many other parameters. We have the development that are coming from national government. I can also remind you that before I became a member of parliament in the year 2007, there was no single wire, electric wire in Mumias East. Today, this electricity you see all over is because of the national government. So if you are not working with the national government and the county government, how do you expect your people to develop? I hear him talking about Mumias, but is the approach correct? Because Mumias, as a nucleus estate, only used to supply 5% of the demands of Mumias factory as a milling industry. 95% comes from the outgrowers. And that's why farmers at one point, they used to know the directors. There were Zungus who used to operate Mumias by name. So who are the managing directors of Mumias today? If they are not able to come and talk to farmers about supporting the factory, developing developing cane, farming cane and supporting the factory. Even the nucleus itself, they are talking of 5% or 10% of the, how will that run the factory? How will that run the factory not unless it is something in the head of our brother that is misleading him? He needs to work together with the stakeholders, and for us, we are open. I am available, and many other leaders are available for the sake of the people of this zone, this region. If we start together, he will bring on board his contribution. Some of us will bring on board our contribution and the experience we have had, where we went wrong and what have you, and then we shall have Mumias up and running. But this issue of him thinking that he is the solution of Mumias, he's cheating himself and he's cheating those people who are listening to him. What has killed Mumias Sugar Company and many other sugar sector is the aspect of sugar development. And the aspect of sugar development goes towards poaching. Because when factory A supports a farmer to develop cane and factory B comes to harvest that cane without the authority of factory A, that's what is called poaching. Now, what do we need to do? What we need to do is to have a centralized farmer support base. If it could, we could reintroduce Kenya Sugar Board, or if the government will choose to use AFC, so that any farmer farming cane would have his special identity with the funder. It may not matter where he delivers the cane, but as immediately he delivers the cane, his ID is produced, and the money that he has been used to fund that development of that cane is taken back to the funding institution. That will solve the whole entire problem, and we shall have a lot of farmers farming cane. Otherwise, these stories we are talking about, we will still go round and round and round and round, and we will not find a solution. We have the solutions because of the experience we have had. Let the member of parliament for Mumias who is a major stakeholder actually in Mumias, let him get organized. Hii maneno ya kiburi awachane naye. We have been in leadership. I have been a deputy whip for 5 years, a deputy whip for another 5 years, a chief whip for 3 years. If I would not have been sacked by the former president, I would have ended as a chief whip. I've never been in the backbench. That backbench that he is now used to, I've never been there. And that is the difference between me and him. Let him be told that the respect we have for him is through the people who elected him, because they are the same people also who used to elect us. And he should not abuse that respect, because that respect must continue, must be maintained for this constituency to make progress, to make development. And that is good for our people and good for our children and the children of our children. So we should not abuse it. What, 150. 150. There were 50 in each class. And there are students who excelled. Students who excelled. And they were not based on any political support. Maybe if I told you, Malala, who used to be his chairman, political chairman, has his children, 2 children there. And because we knew PK will not even support him, we took his children and took them to a program in Elucha. So, let me tell you, it's a pity, and maybe we can talk that story another day.
You're saying that you had already had an allocation. How much are we talking about?
We had, of course, you see, we were putting 40,000 shillings per student, and that 40,000 per student is about 2 million per student. So the entire four classroom would have been 8 million thereabouts, because we wanted also the parents or next of kin to play some role.